Hello, welcome to Simon's Trading Channel. Thank you for joining me for another one of my videos on this fine Friday eve. That's right, coming up to the end of the week for CME. I'll check in on that weekly candle in just a moment. I hope you're all well and you've had a nice day and you're looking forward to your weekend. Has Bitcoin redeemed itself? Maybe. Let's get on with it. So, weekly time frame CME over here. So you can see with 1 hour 45 minutes to go, looks like it might be about to close right on the midpoint of the Bollinger Bands. I doubt it's going to turn the MACD green, but it won't be far off as it's currently at 62.6, and to turn the MACD green it would need to be 63.1. So looks like the MACD is going to be just sideways. So momentum is going to be sideways. But I think more importantly, hanging around that midpoint on the Bollinger Band is a good thing. Because when, and I say when, because it will happen, unless, unless everybody loses an internet connection in the world, but when volatility does pick up on this weekly time frame, if the price is above the midpoint on the Bollinger Band, it's more likely that the volatility expansion will occur with a move to the upside, and then the opposite is true for volatility expansion with a move to the downside if the price is below the Bollinger Band. And you can just see that very easily by going back. Narrow Bollinger Bands, price closed above, and then expansion to the upside. And you can just go back and check it all out. The similarities between this consolidation and this one, just pretty amazing, really. But I'm not going to dwell on that. So yeah, there we are. That's the weekly on CME. Now, for the more shorter time frames, I'm going to jump down to the daily on Bybit. And you can see the midpoint of the Bollinger Band is unlikely to be closed above today. It's coming in at 62.5. But it's not far away from, and there are still 4.5 hours to go. If it did, that would look really good for more consolidation, but it would make me think that potentially this isn't going to be a trending move to the downside, and actually it's just a pullback within this overall daily uptrend. And it would also make me more comfortable to say that this, and I talked about this yesterday, is now a higher low compared to here. You could argue it's already there, although I think for absolute confirmation I'd need a daily closure back above 62.5. That's just me personally. But it's starting to look more like a higher low now. It wasn't yesterday. So that's good. And you can see where that price action is born out of on the 4 hour. But I'll just check in on the momentum here. So it will continue falling, even though it's to the upside. So momentum is to the upside, but it will continue falling or cooling off unless Bitcoin closes daily back above 63. I think that's probably going to happen next week, if I'm honest. Unlikely over the weekend, although I don't know. Sometimes there are significant moves over the weekend. For continuation of this uptrend, of course, price needs to get back above 66. So a fair way to go to achieve that at the moment. My feeling is if Bitcoin can close daily back above 62.5, it's probably more likely to consolidate a bit before then a decent breakout. Whether or not that's towards the end of October, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. That's my gut feeling. Trading on gut feelings is only for simpletons, so for goodness sake, don't do that. Here's the 4 hour, and you can see what's happened nicely since yesterday. So the momentum is swinging back towards the zero line. It's not close enough yet for this number to make sense, though, but it will continue with upside posture as long as Bitcoin doesn't close a 4 hour back below, call it 60,750, and it's a fair way away from there at the moment. So yeah, that looks good. I talked about the dwindling momentum from this downside move yesterday, and that looks like that's played out. Obviously, it's closed. Looks like 2 candles. There's still 30 minutes left on this candle. back above the midpoint of the Bollinger Band. And so, as you can see, the Bollinger Bands are curling in on the bottom, which is volatility cooling off. If it was to then expand, you would expect that to the upside with closures back above 62,500, and the longer the Bitcoin stays above 61,000, which is the midpoint on the Bollinger Band, the more likely an increased volatility move on the 4-hour will be to the upside. So I don't know if you just saw that. I just did something weird with the screen. Sorry about that if you did. So yeah, I think some more cautious optimism. From the point of view of a Fibonacci retracement of this last 4-hour move, I'll take it from there. So that's probably where it was born out of. I'll take it down to there. Remember, this is subjective, right? So it's retraced to the 382. I would love to see it get back above the 618, which is basically 63.5. It's also around this part. Excuse me, I don't know if it'll all get there on green candles, or if there'll be more of maybe this sort of thing. So maybe get a bit of resistance around there, pull back to there, and then make a move back up. On the 4-hour time frame, that is. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, but generally speaking, what I think is going to happen and what Bitcoin does aren't the same. I think I can give myself enough kudos to say that generally I get the overall trend correct, but that's just by looking at the price action, right? So yeah, I think this looks fairly positive. A couple of 4-hour closures back above 62.5 would be even more positive, and certainly a daily closure would be even more positive. So there we are. I think that's all I got to say for now. So thank you for joining me. Please like, subscribe, and share. Join me on Twitter, Simon F. Martin, and I'll see you tomorrow for Saturday's price action analysis video. Take care. Enjoy your Friday evening. See you tomorrow.